Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So I'm going to be using a color wheel to pick what books I read in this reading vlog. I've seen this challenge go around lately and I wanted to join in because it looks like a lot of fun. So basically this is a pretty simple concept, but I'm going to spin a color wheel and the color that it lands on, I'm going to pick a book that correlates with that color. Okay, I'm nervous. Okay, let's spin. Okay. Oh, yellow. Okay, let's have a look at what I have. Okay, I don't actually have that many yellow books. There's two yellow books that I really want to read. So we have The 7-Year Slip and The Love Wager. So The 7-Year Slip, I have a feeling I'm gonna love this book. It is so highly rated, but I'm also kind of nervous because I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that experience. I just read two amazing books. So I'm like, do I want to test my luck and read another amazing book? Or should I read something that's maybe a safer option? I don't know. Is this making any sense to you guys? I don't know about you guys, but when I read a really, really good book, it's kind of like an overwhelming feeling. It's like an amazing feeling reading a book that you really love. It's also kind of overwhelming. And I just finished a book that I love that was in my last reading vlog, and I don't know if I want to go through that experience again. Not again, but like I feel like I need a little break from feeling like that, if that makes any sense. So I'm thinking I might go with The Love Wager. This has been on my TBR for a really long time and I think I'm gonna really like it, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's also a lot shorter than I thought it was. It's almost 300 pages. I read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter and I enjoyed it. And I have a few of her adult books, but I haven't read one yet. This one is the most intriguing to me. I think this is fake dating, or actually they like help each other find a date. I'm not completely sure, but once I get into it, I'll explain what this book is about. There'll be no spoilers in this reading vlog, as always. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know if you do. And if you like my videos, please subscribe because it really helps my channel. But yeah, let's get into our first book of the video. Hi guys, okay, it is raining like crazy right now, so I hope it's not too loud. Hopefully it's relaxing and not really annoying, but I do have some updates and they're not good. They're really not good. So before I get into my thoughts, I'm just gonna let you guys know what this book is about. We're following Hayley and Jack. Hayley is bartending at this wedding and she meets Jack. A lot of stuff goes down and then Jack and Hayley end the night by drinking heaps together, by getting really, really drunk. And then they have a one-night stand. I don't really like that, the fact that they're like really, really drunk and having a one-night stand together. I don't know. I also don't like when books start with the main characters having a one-night stand, because I feel like it breaks the tension. They go their separate ways and then they're both trying to find love. Like they're both trying to find their soulmate. And so they stumble across each other on a dating app and they're like, oh, funny seeing you here. Like, what are you doing on this app? Whatever. And they start talking again. And they both go on their own like dates through the dating app. And Jack and Hayley are trying to like help each other. One thing though, when they first connected on the dating app, they started talking again, Hayley joked about not remembering the one night stand, like not remembering exactly what happened. And I don't find that funny whatsoever. Like she was really, really drunk. Both of them were drunk. And then to joke about not remembering what happened, I don't think that's funny. But yeah, so they go on these dates, they continue talking, then they decide they're going to have a wager. So first person to find their like soulmate wins, and then the other person owes them something, if that makes sense. I'm on page 72 and I decided last night that I'm gonna DNF this book. I'm just really not enjoying it. I'm finding it really boring. There's already like quite a few things I'm not liking about the book. The one night stand at the start of the book, I never like that in books. Also them being like really drunk. The humor I'm also not a big fan of. I feel like it's kind of like quirky humor, and it reminds me of Ali Hazelwood's writing, which I love. Ali Hazelwood, I find her writing so funny. The way she like writes and her jokes are just so funny, and I feel like this book is trying to do that, trying to have that quirky funny writing, but it's just not hitting. I'm not laughing, I'm just bored by the characters. I also don't like the dating aspect where they're going on all these dates. I just don't find that interesting. And like both of their characters, I'm just bored. Like their banter and stuff is just boring to me. So I'm gonna DNF it. I was on page 50 yesterday and I was thinking about DNFing it. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna get to at least page 100 before I DNF it. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't read it anymore. I was just so bored. I am disappointed because quite a long time ago I did a video where I talked about books I think are going to be 5 stars, and I thought this one was going to be a 5-star, and this book kind of left my radar for a while and I didn't really think about picking it up for a long time, so I didn't really project it to be a 5-star anymore. But I don't know, I kind of expected better things from this book, and I know I haven't even read the entire book. I haven't even read 50% of the book, but I just know I'm not going to enjoy it. So yeah, I'm disappointed, but at the same time I would rather DNF this and start another book than spending my time reading something I'm not enjoying, you know? And I don't know if I'm gonna read any other Lynn Painter books. I read Better Than the Movies. I gave it a 4 stars. I enjoyed it, but I didn't really love it, and none of her other books intrigue me at all. I know she is coming out with a sequel to Better Than the Movies, which I might read, but all of her other books just really don't intrigue me whatsoever. So I don't know. I do have Mr. Wrong Number as well, which is the first book in the series, but I think I'm gonna unhaul it because I just have no interest in reading it. So yeah, I'm sorry that I'm starting this video with a DNF, but I want to read books that I enjoy. So we need to pick the next book of this video. Spin. Oh, pink. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I have a lot of pink books. Okay, we've got a few to choose from. So we have one literary fiction, which is Such Sharp Teeth. This is about a girl that's a werewolf, I think, but this has really intrigued me, so I do want to pick this up. But I also have 2 books from the Lancaster Prep series. I have been wanting to read this series for such a long time and I just haven't gotten to it yet. I don't know which like books in the series these are, like if they're the second or the third or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's interconnected standalone, so you don't have to read it in order, and these are the shorter ones, whereas the other books in the series are really long. So I kind of want to start a shorter one if I go into this series, but I'm not sure. And then I also have, is this pink or red? This looks like a hot pink. I have Addicted to You, but I'm now thinking I don't really want to start this series yet. I'm not prepared, you know? So I'm not going to read that one. But I'm going to read the backs of these and see what they're about and see if these intrigue me. Oh, I don't know. These blurbs are making me, I have such mixed feelings. I honestly haven't heard the best things about the books in this series, but I've also heard really good things. So I'm like, this one, it says the guy is crude, insufferable, arrogant. Am I in a mood for a book like that? Not really. And then this one, it says the female main character betrays him. They used to be in love and then she betrayed him. So it's like a second chance, which I'm not a big fan of second chance romance. So maybe, wait a second. This is this darkly comedic love story. This has romance? Wait, no. I want to read this book. Okay, we're gonna go with Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. I have seen quite a few people own this book, but I haven't seen anyone really talk about it, I feel like. But it really intrigues me. I'm not sure what it is about it. Maybe it's the cover and just from the blurb. Like, I haven't even read the full blurb, but just little snippets really intrigues me. I think I'm gonna go in blind and then let you guys know what it's about once I get into it. But I think it's a bit dark, comedic, vulnerability, rage, a little bit of horror. I'm not a horror reader. I do not want to read horror, but I don't think this is like scary. I'm always nervous to get into literary fiction because I feel like they're either really good books or really boring books. They always take me a lot longer to read, so I get nervous to get into them. But I'm trying to read more literary fiction this year, so we're gonna get into this book and I'll update you guys with my thoughts once I get into it. Hi guys, so I think it's been like 3 or 4 days and I have not done any reading, and I need to tell you why. So firstly, I've become obsessed with Just Dance. I was a big lover of Just Dance. I have 11 Just Dance games, and I would play every day with my siblings. But then I moved from my mom's house to my dad's house maybe like a year ago, and I took the Wii with me, but I never set it up. And then I randomly thought to set it up the other day, and since then I've been playing Just Dance every day. It's become an addiction. Like, I've been trying to hold myself accountable and read, but my sister will be like, do you want to play Just Dance? And I can't say no because it's so fun. I can't believe I haven't been playing it for that long. Also, one of my favorite Just Dances was 2018, and I'm missing the 2018 disc. Like, I have the thingy it goes in, I don't know what it's called, but the disc is missing. I don't know how that happened. It's literally my favorite, one of my favorite ones, and it's missing, and I'm so sad. So I'm like going on eBay trying to find another one, but people are selling them for quite expensive because they don't do Wii games anymore, which makes me so upset. I don't know, I'm so annoyed they stopped making Wii games because of the Nintendo Switch, and I don't want a Nintendo Switch, I want my Wii. Anyways, yeah, I became obsessed with Just Dance. It is an addiction, but it's so fun. Also, I became obsessed with crocheting. I used to crochet all the time. I'd crochet on the bus, on the train, at school, all the time, and I made so much stuff. But then I like fell out of it. I think because I got really into reading, I kind of fell out of it, and I'm really bad at having more than one hobby. Like, I get fixated on one hobby and can't do anything else. Like, I just have been crocheting non-stop and also like playing Just Dance in my breaks, and I'm like, I know I need to read, and I've been putting it off until like nighttime, but then it gets to nighttime and I'm still crocheting. I'm gonna try to read today. It is kind of late in the day. I did wake up late, but I'm gonna try to read. But I want to show you guys what I'm making. So I am making this flower sweater. So this is the front panel, and I don't know if you can see that very well, but it has like these flower patterns in it, and I'm so excited. I have made crochet clothes before, but I've never actually worn any of them. I feel like most of them didn't turn out that good. There's one top I made that was good, but it was too tight. Like, it fit, but it was really hard to get on. It's like a twisty top, and then I never actually ended up wearing it. I also made this top. It's not great. I'm gonna do some reading today. I also need to show you guys one more thing before I get into reading. In my 24-hour readathon, I read Bound to Fall, and I talked about how I loved the Villains and Virtues series and how I read them all on Kindle, and I really wanted physical copies of the books. Chloe sent me one of the books. This is actually the third one. She said Amazon wouldn't let her send the first or second one, but I could not be happier. I literally squealed when I opened this. I was so happy. These books are so beautiful, and I'm so excited to actually finally have one. So thank you so much, Chloe. You are amazing. She sent me a book for my birthday last year, so she is so kind for sending me books when she doesn't have to. Oh, I love this so much. The sun is so annoying, guys. I'm like sitting on the corner so the sun isn't on my face. This is one of my favorite fantasy series. It is so good, but I'm not going to talk anymore about it because I went on and on about it in my last reading vlog, but I was so thankful for that. Like, I did not expect to get anything in the mail. I'm going to get into reading Such a Sharp Teeth. I literally have not read a single page. My freaking tripod broke, and if I move even the slightest, my phone is gonna fall out. It is the next day, and I am proud to say that I did some reading. I actually got to page 78, which might not seem like a lot, but for not reading for quite a while, I'm proud I read that much in a day. Let's get into what this book is about first, and then I'll let you know my thoughts. We are following Aurora, who moved back to her hometown to keep her twin sister company because she's pregnant and her partner left her. So she's keeping her company, and she goes out one night, and on her way home she hits something. Her car gets like smashed pretty badly and she goes out to see what happened, and she gets attacked by a werewolf. And this werewolf really went at her, like oh my god, I don't even want to say. Like, I can't say what happened. Really, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick. But it really went at her, damaged her pretty badly. That part was pretty gory, which, not a fan of that, but I feel like that's the only really gory part that's been in this book so far. But I'm like extremely sensitive. I don't like scary things whatsoever. And this is marketed a little as like a horror, but I don't think it's really that scary. And that's coming from someone who hates scary things, but so far I'm not finding it that scary. It was just a little gory. So she gets like completely attacked by this werewolf. She goes to sleep on the forest floor. She wakes up sometime later. This random person walking by finds her and she gets sent to the hospital. And when she's at the hospital, they're like, oh, you're not that badly injured. You just have a few scratches and stuff. It should heal in a few days. And she's like, okay, I just experienced some horrible stuff to my body, so I don't know how I only have a few scratches. But she doesn't say anything. She's in a lot of pain, but she also doesn't say anything. Her and her sister don't like being vulnerable. They don't like talking about when they're in pain. If people can't see they're in pain, they don't say anything about it really. And she also doesn't tell anyone she encountered a werewolf, because who's gonna believe her, you know? And she's also second guessing her own experience, which I did underline a quote about that and I relate so much to it. Let me read the quote. It's a particular form of torture that I wish I were alone in, though I know I'm not. For some reason, I can never fully trust my own experience. I'm always treating myself like an unreliable witness. I offer no empathy, only an endless cycle of interrogation. Did I really see it, or did I make up a fantastical creature to dissociate from reality? Wouldn't that make sense? I literally relate to that so much. I feel like I always second guess my bad experiences. I'm like, was it really that bad? Or if I'm upset by something, I'm like, was I really that upset by it? Like, I always, what's my hair doing? Stop it. I always invalidate my own feelings, and I related so much to that sentiment. She goes home, or she goes back to her sister's place, and she starts to notice some weird changes to her body. And that's about where I've gotten so far. The full moon is approaching, so we're gonna see what happens when the full moon comes and if she's turned into a werewolf. But I'm really enjoying it so far. There is a romance subplot that I'm eating it up. It is, I need romance in every single book I read. Like, it's really not healthy. Like, I am such a hopeless romantic. I need it in every book. I definitely wouldn't have been reading as much of this book as I have if there wasn't a romance subplot. I love romance. I love it. It's not like a full-on romance. It's just a kind of a subplot, but it's kind of at the forefront of some parts. I'm just really liking it. And this book is also kind of sad. She is going through a lot, obviously, and she has a lot of, I guess, like past trauma. Aurora is also hiding this secret about what's happening to her body, and there's been hints to their mum causing some trauma for them, especially Aurora, and I think their mother is gonna join the story soon, and so we're gonna get a bit of drama maybe. But there have been some sad quotes I've related to, but I also like that. I feel like there's a good mix of, there's some comedy, there's some romance, there's some horror, not really horror, but this whole mythological werewolf thing that's happening, and then there's also some like sadder stuff, and I really like that. I'm excited to continue this book and see where it goes, because is she gonna end up with this guy and be a werewolf? I don't know, and I'm excited to see. I don't know if I should tell you guys what ends up happening, because that's kind of spoilers, so I feel like I should keep you guys in the dark here on out, but I'll let you know like my feelings, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil the book. Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. Today I do need to go to therapy, and other than that I have nothing else really to do. I do want to do more crochet. I'll show you guys how much I've done on my project. So I showed you guys I finished the front panel, and then I have about like half of the back panel done. I'm honestly so surprised this is turning out decent, because I haven't crocheted in so long. I'm surprised I'm not making more mistakes. I did have to like undo a few rows last night that I messed up, but other than that I've been going pretty well, so I'm very excited. I don't have a lot of yarn left though, and I'm scared I'm gonna run out because I still need to do the sleeves, but I'm really excited. I hope this turns out good because I really want to wear it. I really want more crochet clothes to wear. I have this red like knitted sweater I've been wearing recently. It's machine knit, so it's not like handmade, but I've been obsessed with it and I really want more crochet pieces. And I hate wearing winter clothes like jumpers and sweaters. I get claustrophobic and like sensory overload, but I feel like this crochet stuff is a lot more comfortable for me. So I'm really excited and I hope this turns out okay. So far as managing 2 hobbies, I'm doing okay. I am going away. Not really away. I'm dog sitting from tomorrow, which is Thursday, until Monday. So I'll be at someone else's house. So the rest of my vlog will likely be filmed in a different location. I'm gonna have plenty of time to crochet and stuff because I'm just gonna be alone for 5 days. I'm gonna have plenty of time to read. I'm kind of excited because I like being in my own space. Like, I do like spending time by myself. I do that a lot. I spend most of my time by myself, but I'm also like a little worried because I have like been by myself for a long time before, like dog sitting and stuff, but I do like knowing there's other people there, you know? So I feel like I'm gonna get a bit lonely, but you guys will keep me company and my books and my crochet will keep me company. So yeah, that's all. I do have to go to therapy soon, which I'm actually very excited because I haven't had a therapy session in quite a while because I missed my last appointment because I got the dates wrong. So I haven't seen my therapist in like maybe like 2 months. So I am very excited and I have so much to talk about. I'm excited. I like therapy, but sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it's a good time. It is therapeutic. Obviously it's therapy. I will talk to you guys later once I've gotten more into such sharp teeth. Hi guys, so I am dog sitting, so I'm at someone else's house. So I'm sorry about the bad lighting and the weird location, but I have some book updates. I just finished Such Sharp Teeth finally. I feel like this took me so long to read and nothing really against the book. It was just me, I guess. I think I was in a little slump, so I wasn't reading as much, but I did finally finish this book and I'm giving it a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. Actually, it was quite emotional, and since it brought up so many emotions and I found myself relating a lot, I feel like that makes it a really good book, and the author did a really good job in that aspect. And just the way there were like metaphors and stuff relating her wolf body and stuff to real life. Does that make any sense? Like, I could relate to the things that she was experiencing because the author wrote it in a way that made it relatable, I guess. Like, one thing was, as a wolf, her senses are really heightened, so she can smell a lot more, hear a lot more, feel a lot more. And when she was out at like a club, it was really overwhelming and she was getting like sensory overload, and I can relate to that. I do get sensory overload, and the way she wrote about it was really relatable. And so I like how she wrote about trauma and mental health, her relationship with her mother, friendships, her relationship with her sister, all of that stuff. I really liked how it was written. I feel like I can't read books like this all the time because it was emotional to read. The werewolf part was also interesting. It wasn't like fantasy level interesting. It was just interesting to see where the story would go, how she's going to live her life, and if she's going to tell people. I always like in like movies or shows or books when they reveal their secret identity or whatever to people. Like, I find it really interesting to see how the person reacts. Like this is so embarrassing, but Miraculous Ladybug, whenever she would reveal herself to someone, it was so exciting to me. I don't know why, but it was just the most exciting thing. I don't know. Overall, really enjoyed the book. It wasn't like a 5-star kind of book. I feel like there were some parts where the writing wasn't great, but that's my opinion. and it was overall a really good book. I'm really happy I finally picked it up and read it. So for the next book I'm gonna read, I actually already spun the wheel and picked the book while I was still home, so I knew what book to bring with me. So you guys are gonna watch that clip now. Okay. It is past me picking the book. I'm wearing a hoodie because my hair looks so bad. I've been rushing around trying to do like 20 things at once and my hair looks so bad. I look like a mess, but I need to pick this book because I'm leaving very soon. Like my bangs are all falling out. I look disheveled, but we need to pick this book. Come on, load. Okay, spinning, spinning the wheel. We got white. That's so boring. Okay, I already know what I'm gonna pick because it was just right here and I'm like, I might as well read it. I'm gonna pick King of Greed. You might count this as like yellow. It's more gold, but majority of the cover is white, so I think it counts. Also, I don't have really many covers at all that are majority white, so I'm gonna go with this one. Hopefully you guys, I think this counts. Like first instinct, I was like, this is definitely white and gold, so it could work for yellow or for white, and I think it works as white. Like look at the back. So I'm gonna go with this one. Future me will talk to you more about it, not past disheveled me. Okay. It is present me, and we're gonna read King of Greed by Anna Wong. This is the third book in the Kings of Sin series. I have very mixed feelings about this series. I feel like the first book was a 4 stars. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. The second book really disappointed me. I expected like amazing things and I didn't get it. I think I gave it a 3.5 maybe. The third book I haven't heard great things about, but the fourth book I really want to read. King of Sloth, I really want to read that book, and so I need to read this book first. And this book is also a marriage in turmoil trope. So the two main characters are already married, but female main character Alessandra wants to leave Dominic, but then he's like, no, you are not leaving me, and they fall back in love, I guess. I don't know. In the past 2 books we've just seen Alessandra be really depressed and unhappy and Dominic not giving her any attention whatsoever, so I already find it hard to root for them. But I am really interested to see how this goes because I've never read a book with this kind of trope before. I don't know. I know I'm not a fan of second chance romances because I don't like when there's a lot of history you don't know about. And even though sometimes you get like flashbacks and stuff, it doesn't feel the same. All of these books are billionaire romances, I think. Yeah, I think all of them are billionaires. I have seen mixed reviews about this book. I honestly haven't seen a lot, but I'm excited to read a romance. I feel like I definitely need to read something a bit happier now, even though one of the characters wants to get a divorce, so it's not the happiest of romance books to read, but hopefully it gets happier. I'll update you guys with my thoughts. It is Saturday and I leave Monday, so I have like 2 more days. I honestly don't want to do many updates here. I want to do updates at home, but I also want to do more reading because I feel like I'm behind on my videos, so we'll see what I do. My tripod was already so wobbly, but now that the top of it where it holds my phone is broken, it is like so wobbly. I'm like, if I just use more books to hold it down, it will stop wobbling, right? It's been quite a few days since I've spoken to you. I am back home now. It is Wednesday and I got back on Monday, but the past few days I haven't been feeling very well, so I wasn't in the mood to get ready and talk to you guys, and I was also kind of like losing track of the day. Like I didn't eat until very late yesterday, which wasn't on purpose. I just lost track of time, but I am here to update you guys. I have a lot of book updates, but I also wanted to update you on my crochet projects. Yeah, that sweater I was making earlier, I ran out of wool while I was waiting to get more. I started a few projects. I scrapped a lot of them, but oh my god, my camera's so wobbly. I'm trying to stay very still. I did make a little sweater for my kitten Jinx. I'll put up a photo. He doesn't really like it, but I feel like he puts up with it more than my other cats do. If my cats had to wear that, they would like rip it off. He will like wear it for like a little while and then take it off. It's also a little big, but he'll grow into it. That's adorable. I love seeing him in that little sweater running around. It's so cute. I started crocheting something else last night. So I'm making this shrug. I made it a little too long, but it's okay. So this will be the front panel, and it's going to be like cropped. It's a bit longer than a shrug, but also I feel like it's too cropped to be a crop sweater, or maybe it's not, I don't know, but it's like gonna be a sweater. I have to do the back panel and the arms, but I used a lot of scrap yarn and some of it's run out, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I used a lot of different scrap yarns and I love how it looks. I made one of these before, but it actually broke and I loved it so much. It was like very pretty and I loved the colors I used, but it actually broke. I didn't like secure it very well and I don't know what I did with it. I think I probably donated it or something, even though it's broken, so I don't know why I would have done that, but I wish I kept it because I could have fixed it or used the yarn I used in it, like undone it and used that yarn, but I'm making another one anyways. And the first one I made that broke was like a lot simpler. It was only one type of stitch I used, but this one has a lot of different stitches, and I will link down below all the like tutorials and patterns I'm using in case someone else wants to make them. Do any of my viewers crochet? Let me know. Or knit or sew? Let me know. I'd love to get into sewing, but it scares me. It really does scare me, but it looks so cool. I want to make like a quilt, like a patchwork quilt. That sounds so cool to do and I really want to do that, but I'm not ready for that yet. So next we're going to get into my book updates. So I did finish King of Greed and I didn't update you guys at all, and I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I am really sorry. I had intentions of updating you guys, but I didn't, and I'm sorry. I feel like this vlog is really bad. I feel like this vlog overall is just not good, and I've thought about scrapping it, but I thought I might as well finish it and post it. But I'm really sorry. This vlog isn't the best, especially since I didn't even update you guys about reading this book, which I hardly ever do that, but I did, and I'm really sorry. But I finished it last night. Let's start with what this book is about. We're following Dominic and Alessandra. They've been married for 10 years. In the past few books in this series, you've seen Alessandra be really unhappy in her marriage, and Dominic doesn't really pay much attention to her at like all the galas and the events you see her, and Dominic, he doesn't really pay attention to her. And we start this book with their 10-year anniversary coming up. Alessandra is like, make sure you show up, it's really important. Over the years, Dominic has been missing dates and special like celebrations and stuff with Alessandra because of work. He's very much a workaholic. He never stops working. He comes home very late. By the time he comes home, Alessandra's asleep. They hardly spend time together. They hardly talk together really, and it's been like that for a really long time. And what do you know, Dominic forgets the 10-year anniversary date. So Alessandra's like, I'm leaving, I'm divorcing you, as she should. And she leaves and he's taken aback. He's like, why? He had no idea she was unhappy in the marriage. She was unhappy with him. He had no idea whatsoever. And so he does not want to leave her. He does not want to divorce her. He wants to win her back. And basically we're on this journey of Alessandra finally doing something for herself and seeking out her own happiness, putting her happiness before other people's happiness and trying to find herself. She's been very much like a people pleaser and putting up with the way Dominic has been treating her over the years, and she deserves so much more, and she's come to realize that, and she's really like putting herself first, and I love that. And Dominic is now looking back at all the years of their marriage, the past few years, and realized how much he hasn't been treating her as a priority, how he hasn't been giving her the attention she deserves, how he's been putting work first. And he kind of thought they were in a comfortable marriage, but he was clearly wrong and he missed all the signs of when she was upset. And I was very back and forth in this book. I was like 100% on Alessandra's side. I'm like, leave him. He has not been giving you the love you deserve. But the way Dominic is like begging for her and like groveling, and he's like so miserable without her, and he loves her so much, and you can see that in the way he's like trying to win her back, all the effort and work he's putting into getting her back. That has been like melting my heart, but at the same time I also don't want to like him because of what he's put Alessandra through. Like, she even said like, you broke my heart. As he's trying to win her back and they're spending more time together, he's like, now that I think about it, I can't remember the last time I made her laugh. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, what the hell? And she also has this pressed flower business where she makes like artworks out of pressed flowers, and she's had the business for 2 years, I think. And when he's trying to win her back, he's only now asking her about the business and asking her why she started it and just asking all these questions he should have already asked in the past. It makes me not want to like him, but the way he's like so in love with her and will go to any ends possible to get her back and to show her how much he loves her is like really pulling on my heartstrings. I feel like this book has definitely made me feel more emotions than the other books in the series. Like, I was annoyed and disliking Dominic, but it made me feel so much. I felt so much reading this book, and I personally feel like Dominic really changed. And although he did lose Alessandra to see what he had lost, I feel like he definitely changed. And I think it was important for them to obviously break up and for Alessandra to go on her own way and do something for herself. I think how everything turned out in their relationship and them being back together and the ways they both changed, I think was done really well. I feel like this is a really difficult type of trope to do, a married couple to then divorce and then get back together. There's obviously like a lot they both have to go through, and I think Anna Wong did this really well. There was also flashbacks to the start of their relationship. They met in college. Alessandra was tutoring Dominic, and the flashbacks to their relationship when they were like first falling in love and the earlier years of their marriage and relationship was so sweet. It was so good. I know I said I don't really like flashbacks in romances, but something about the flashbacks in this book was so good. It felt like I was actually there. I don't know, it was so good. And the characters both seemed a lot different in the flashbacks, and I feel like that made it a lot more realistic, because like over the years they've definitely changed a lot and they grew apart. But at the same time, it's not a new relationship. Like, they already had an established love for one another, and I just prefer to read romances where the characters like fall in love rather than them already being in love. And even though they fell back in love with one another and they love each other even more than they did before, it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel as exciting. But that being said, I read this book so fast, I could not put it down, and it's definitely my favorite in the series so far, which is really surprising. I expected to not really like this book. I've heard a lot of bad things, and while I was reading it and I was enjoying it, I checked my friend's Goodreads reviews, which I should stop doing. I always do that. I'll be really liking a book and then I'll check my friend's reviews of the book, and a lot of the reviews were bad, and then it makes me second guess my own opinions and thoughts about the book, and I should just really stop doing that. Sometimes it works where I might not be enjoying a book and then I check my friend's reviews and it kind of motivates me to read it more, but like at the same time I need to have my own thoughts and opinions, you know? So I definitely need to stop doing that. Yeah, so far definitely my favorite in the series. I gave it a 4.25, so it's not amazing, but I did really enjoy it. I'm really excited for the next book, King of Sloth. I said this earlier, but I've been really excited for that book, and I knew I had to read this one first and I was kind of putting it off, but I really enjoyed it. And that kind of gives me higher hopes for King of Sloth, because so far in this series I haven't really loved any of the books, so I was a little worried I wasn't gonna like King of Sloth, and I just hadn't really liked the books in the series that much. But this one changed things because I really liked it, so I'm like even more excited for that book. And also, this book really reminded me of Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. That's the second book in the Dreamland Billionaires series, and in that book a lot of the problems in their relationship in Terms and Conditions was the male main character Declan was like a workaholic and he always put work first. So that felt very similar to this book. That in turn this is a little convoluted, but that in turn makes me want to read the last book in the Dreamland Billionaire series, The Final Offer, because this book was second chance and I liked it, and The Final Offer is also second chance, so I'm like, now I kind of want to pick it up. I feel like Anna Wong and Lauren Asher have similar writing, but maybe because they just all write about billionaires. But a lot of them are also like Grumpy X Sunshine. Oh, my stomach just grumbled. But yeah, I've gone on for almost 20 minutes. But that being said, I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully my vlogs to come will be better. I'm starting a new reading vlog today. I'm excited for. I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe if you haven't yet. There's a special reading vlog I really want to film for 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. And let me know down below if there's any reading vlogs in particular you want to see me do, or any like videos in general. I'd love to know what content you guys want to see from me. I have a book Instagram and a book TikTok, also a Goodreads. You can check those all out down below. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.